Hello, I'm Ajaxpost, and this is Train Fever, episode number 7. Have I ever told you that I'm an idiot? Rigged and proper idiot. When we left you last time, episode 6, I was feeling really quite good. I'd established 2 exciting new goods lines, shipping a fair amount of goods from a sawmill to Gisborough and Banbury, and looking like they could be going to profit and making me a fair amount of money. But when I was finishing the game off, tidying it up, I realised that in sending all that stuff to Banbury, I chopped up the road, you may recall, and failed to put it back. So when the game carried on for a year or two thereafter, I sort of rolled it on just a little bit to make sure everything was working really. I realised that my delivery of goods and raw materials into that on that road in the distance there was broken, and I was losing a fair amount of money. So I made a decision. I will fix it by putting in new rail lines from the sawmill to Banbury and also to Gisborough, and actually putting trains in from the lumber yard to the sawmill. And this is now about, it could be 10 years on from there, and I've been losing money hand over fist. It is shocking. Oh, in fact, it was even worse than that. When I first put the stations down at the sawmill and the lumber, both of them, both locations, I put the stations down, and they were both passenger stations. And in this game, passenger stations do not collect cargo. You have to have a separate cargo station. So you can imagine, I had 2 quite expensive trains, in fact 3 at the end of the process, and all of them were losing money. And it just got, I'm afraid I gave up. I cheated. I went back to an earlier save before I'd put those stupid passenger stations down and put proper cargo stations in, and it kind of worked. The stations were getting cargo. In fact, I'll show you them now, shall I? Here he is. You see, he's got cargo waiting, but not what you would call a lot. The refinery itself is still at I think that's the lowest actual limit, the lowest actual production level for a factory in this game, and it's just not working. So although some of these trains do occasionally turn a little bit of a profit, there's the one to Gisborough, 3 goods. Wow! Running it is costing me over 190k, and it's not even 50k in return. So they're all losing me money, and we can see that if I look at the railroads here. I mean, look at 140, 147. They're all losing money. This Gisborough Railcars one is the one I had in the previous episode. That's losing money for a slightly different reason, as we'll see in a second. But it's just not working. So I'm going to have to fix that. So I fixed it badly and idiotically previously. See the oil well. I mean, I replaced all the horse-drawn carriages, wagons that were carrying the goods, in the hope that making it faster and smoother would prompt these to generate demand and supply, and how the whole thing works. But I think my basic problem here is that both Gisborough and Banbury are receiving a fair amount of goods from other locations. So they don't actually need, at this point, all these goods coming in from the oil refinery. And because there's no demand for those goods, the refinery isn't producing stuff, so it's not demanding oil, and so there's no money to be made. So what I'm thinking, drastic solution, and if I look at my bank balance, I've got 1,500,000 loan at the moment. I can go up a few more million on that. Is actually strike out. I was planning to do it a little bit later, but it might be time to go across here to Thatcham and start supplying a whole new centre, and that might prompt this poor, pathetic excuse for an oil refinery to actually start producing goods. So that, I think, is what we'll try and do this episode. Now the reason this other train, where was it? I've gone and lost it. this other line, oh there it is, there it isn't, here it is losing money. Can I get the train up? He's down here somewhere. Actually I just click on here, can't I? The reason he's losing money is because he's actually quite old, 16 years now, so his running cost is racking up 220 odd K a year. He can make a fair amount of money, but it's simply not enough anymore to cover those running costs. So he needs replacing. So this is going to be a dramatic spend and extension. I mean, look at that. If you can see the bank balance at the top, 200, 300 odd K gone in an instant because of those running costs. It's just I'm making a bare profit, but it's not sustainable really. It's giving me no room for growth. The passengers, I did leave both Teignmouth and Fakenham alone for a couple of episodes now. They seem to be okay, so I think I can leave them for a little bit longer to look after themselves. Oh, and one final thing, you may think to yourself, so you did all this off camera. I did. Strangely enough, I wasn't actually. I did try and record it. But not only am I an appalling designer of railway goods lines, as evidenced by this shocking performance here, I'm a blithering idiot when it comes to video recording software too. I hadn't actually turned on, I hadn't actually pressed the start button to start recording. So I spent all that time stressing and straining about getting these rail lines out, and you guys couldn't even see it. You couldn't see it, it wasn't recorded. Shameful. So you can't see the worst of my mistakes, which is something, but you can see the state I'm in, and hopefully I'll get myself out of this, or start clawing my way back from this episode. You see, 4 goods out of 20. I mean, that's nothing. Oh, one final thing here. We have a new train. This is actually quite expensive, and new passenger wagons. So it's going a little bit faster. I'm not sure. Top speed 31. But it is quite expensive to run. Running costs already over 300 grand. But there's quite an amount of passenger traffic there. So as I said, I think I can leave that one to look after itself. We look at Teignmouth. So there's 51 people, 55 people there already waiting. Before I get into actually doing stuff, the final thing, the final nail in my financial coffin, was that I had set it to auto replace the road vehicles. For the last couple of years, that's actually been a huge investment here in replacing old vehicles. So you can see it's about $500,000, nearly $1 million there. That was probably a new train, to be honest, as well. But $500,000 replacing vehicles doesn't help. Right, okay, let me just check that old vehicle. Yeah, he's set. These are set to auto replace, so I'm still losing. Well, I'm still spending money on replacing them. It's just that he's not close enough to a depot to be replaced as he turns over his replacement year. Okay, let's get ourselves new station. And I've lost myself on the map. Turn it around that way. Okay, so what we want to do, if the simplest thing in terms of using existing track is to take trains here and see if we can actually push. I'm still hoping to get money out of this oil refinery. Is get a line over there to Thatcham and repurpose the trains I've got here. That's a fair distance to go, so it's not going to be cheap, so I'm going to need a loan. But we'll take care of that. Now, a quick check. I do actually have, let's check this, a slight concern here in that the game is already, the AI is already supplying goods to Thatcham already. It's not all that it requires. It says there it requires 24 and it's getting 21. But I think there's room for me to pump into that. And the other thing, of course, is I could actually add passenger lines. I haven't done that to Banbury. I don't think I even did it to Gisborough. Did I do it to Gisborough? Oh, there is. So if I had passenger lines, that should again encourage business, I think. So that will build up, add a profit to those routes. So let's get this going. First thing we need is a station. Now what I'm going to do, I think, is use Thatcham as kind of a hub for all the stations over this side of the map. And most of that I think we will attack through this side of the river. So I'll put my passenger station there. I think we'll try and keep passengers as a good means of making profit, and I'll put my cargo station then on this side of the river, and I think that should work. I mean, we've certainly got our land use, residential, industrial, commercial and leisure this side, so I think that should work. Right, now let's get that station built. Don't demolish stuff, let's get a station. Right, now this is what I forgot on the one that I didn't record. Passenger type of station, cargo type of station. Yay. Should we put a 3-track? How much is that going to cost me? I've got 500k in the bank at the moment, and this is going to use most of it. So I could put it there, couldn't I? Do I really want 3? We might have goods coming in from. No, I think just 2 will do. There we go. Sorted. Actually, I like giving them proper names as well. Thatcham branch. Actually, that'll do. That'll do nicely, because the game doesn't always come up with terribly interesting names for the stations. Right, and what I want to do is I'm taking goods from here. At the moment, this line coming in the middle here over that bridge, that's the delivery of the oil, the crude, and this line here is the goods delivery line to Banbury. So what I'll do, I think, is if I can, I'll leave the incoming line as it is, shall I? Well, I could double track that, which might make it easy. I don't know. Oh, I'm fraught decision making. Okay, let's have a go at laying down a train line, shall we? We don't want a huge great bridge, so let's bring that down to ground level. Can we do that? Ooh. These trains, I don't know if it's this particular type of line, because we are very early in the game. I don't know if the sort of bridging technology gets any better as the game goes on. That's okay, that's taking it down. Still taking it down. It's taking a long time to get down to ground level. Could we go around the back? If I turn my contours on. Now you see there's a nasty great hill there. I'm going to have to navigate it anyway, I think. So as little as possible. So yeah, I think if we come fairly close here to the river, so we cut across that line. Okay. Let's do that. We're keeping our speed up as much as we can. Speedy delivery means more profit. Well, we don't need to go to a tunnel just yet, do we? That's kind of level, but I am now running out of money, so let's get me that loan. If we take another million. I don't like being in debt, as we said at the beginning of the playthrough, of the Let's Play, but, you know, needs must. Oops. There we go. It's a bit up and down this route, isn't it? But oh, I've done it again. That bridge there's a wooden bridge. I'd much rather have a stone or a steel bridge, iron bridge. But I keep forgetting to click here on these options here to choose the type of bridge I want. It can be upgraded later, and we'll see if I've got money to do that, to be honest, but I'm not sure I want that on a bridge at this point of the game. If I go there, okay, can I put in a little bridge? It's not going to do it for me, because I've taken him down too far. Oh well, never mind. Do. Okay, so we're on the right. We've got to get through this hillside here. Ooh, heck, that's expensive. That's a lot cheaper. Again, I'm going to be saving money by having a rather up and down line, I think. Okay, you see, if I take it round that way. Oh, he's up there. Hang on. Okay, so it doesn't like curving over the roads, we've seen that before. So, let's actually, if I get, so we arrive on the left, of course. I've probably come in a bit too far on there, haven't I? But I wanted cheap because I've got a financial constraints. Okay, now if I take that there, I can maintain a reasonably good speed, but oh, is that a rock there? Do I need to? Oh. Thank you. Is that what was giving me problems? No, it is the road. Of course, what I could do is delete the road. Let's do that, shall we? I will put it back this time. I might want to use that that industry unit there at some point in the future. Excellent. So that joins up. That joins up. Bit of an ugly embankment, but it's level, I think, and fast. Let's accept that result. Okay, right, best put that road back in before I forget. Yes, I've done that before, as we know. Although you were lucky enough not to see it. Okay, shall we have a little bridge over there? Oh, it's a very big bridge, isn't it? Don't think it needs to be. and it's going to collide. Doesn't want to do that, does it? Maybe it should go underneath. Yes, we'll do it that way. It's not my problem at the moment. Okay, so we now have a funky new line between our oil refinery here. It's not joined up yet. So what we will do is I'll join it into this line here, which is the line sending goods out to Banbury. Okay. We might, well, it might be better to actually have it closer to the station for the junction. So if I was going to put signals on here, it might be better to have it closer, but I'm not going to worry about that for the time being. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I think, is, where's that Banbury train? Have I? Oh, there's two of them there. Right, that's the one that's reasonably profitable. And this is the nightmare one. Okay. I think what we will do is I'll create my new route here. A new line going between the Banbury refinery. Where's Thatcham gone? And there's Thatcham branch. Okay, excellent. And we will reassign him. I'll pick it here rather. Oh, I didn't give that line a name. I'll do that in a second. Okay. There we go. So let's give that line. So we will call this one Thatcham Oil Goods. So there he goes. Basically the tale of two trains. By going to finances. See, he's making a nice tidy profit, and this old dear, although he's actually a lot younger, is causing me serious headaches. Okay, now hopefully that will start bringing in money. So he should turn up here. Now hopefully Thatcham, being a new location, will demand goods. So we'll bring that in. Now the other one I wanted to deal with, that's it. You're 16 years old. I think we could do with replacing you. So we'll send you to the depot. There was one, there was 23, wasn't there? That was train number 1. Oh, you see, he's hauling. Oh, he's a passenger train. Ah, between Teignmouth and Gisborough. He's going back into Teignmouth here. So we don't want a terribly expensive loco there. Now we're going to. What I could do. Let's just pause this for a second. Go to his line and put vehicle replacement on there. We'll say 25% just to make sure it changes at this point, and we will use the existing loco. You see, that's the new one. That's the old one, which is 28 miles an hour, 150k a year. This is the train that's arrived recently, new model 31. It's a little bit faster, but pulls more, but costs nearly twice as much in running costs, which is asking a bit much. Do you need to replace the wagons? I think you do. I don't want to take the risk. So should we put in? Let's put them in. Let's put the modern carriages in, but we'll only put 3 in. For that, say yes. he's carrying. He's got 4 carriages at the moment. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that'll work for the moment. So let's keep you in view as well. Keep those there. Right. Let's speed up a little bit. While those guys go off to get replaced. And you see, if you compare the oil refinery to the sawmill here, which has got now a production limit of 200, it's only producing 88, but because it's going to towns that want goods and it's got good, reliable, solid routes, the production there is really racking up, which is really nice. In fact, the wood, lumber, is still delivered by horse and cart, so I could improve that a little bit, but it's coping quite well as it stands at the moment, so I'm not going to worry too much about that at all. Okay, train 1 here. Why haven't you replaced yet? Oh, maybe it doesn't. Blimey, how long do those trains last? Quick check in here. Last 30 years, it should have retired by now. Right, oh sorry, I've forgotten what I was doing here for a second. Okay, train 3. Oh, you're the 16-year-old one, aren't you? So I just need to buy a new train. I don't have enough money. Oh, bother! Right, roll it forward just a little bit, and that should. I've got some very profitable trades here, so that should. Come on. Turn me a profit soon enough to get me over. Don't want to leave him in. Don't want to leave him in there too long. 264. Right, that's enough. By the skin of my teeth. Okay, so we will take that train out. Oh, which one's? I don't know which one's the old one now. Oh, bother! Oh, shoot! I don't know which one's the new one. Oh no! What if I sell them both? Right. Put that in. That's fine. Okay. I'll put you back on. Oh, which line were you on? Ah, no. You were Gisborough Rail Goods, weren't you? That's right. So train 1. What's train 1 doing? 12. Oh, that's one heck of an incline. Going very slow. Not quite sure why he wasn't replaced. Maybe I didn't have enough money. Perhaps that was it. Right, the question is, let's see if I can find that Thatcham route. There you are, and where's my train? There he is. And they've made no money at all so far. So whereabouts is he in geography? He's not far from Thatcham. Again, that's going to be another year or so, I think, until, or at least until he starts making money. Right, okay, so goods are stacking up now for Thatcham. That is actually a very long route, so I might actually need 2 trains because they're so slow at the moment. If I go back here to this, that's 15 minutes. The game has a 20-minute sort of turnaround limit. So if things aren't delivered, passengers or cargo within 20 minutes, as I understand it, they go to the competition, which is the AI. Can we get this one? Let's finish off on. We're coming to the end, I think, of this particular episode. It's I haven't achieved a great deal apart from apologising for being such an idiot and getting it wrong and not recording the. And probably a good thing too, not recording the previous episode yesterday, and correcting that now. I've not had much happen, but hopefully this might start things turning around. If we're getting goods going on. I mean, I've actually cut a fair amount of road traffic and actually deleted some of the depots and cargo stations from previous routes just to save money. But it's proving to be difficult, to say the least. Okay, so we're delivering 21 passengers into Gisborough for a profit of 129, well, return of 129, and he's stacked full of 40 passengers. Going to, actually, I think he might need, yeah, he's going to need more carriages, isn't he? I think, than the 3. So let's change that vehicle replacement and add another one of those in. And the trouble is 405k. This is this is terrible. Where's the money? The money's gone on new vehicles. A new train there, or 2. Running costs. They're actually they're going up slightly. They're much the same. My profit though went down last year. They had, yeah. Or the revenue rather, income, not profit. Let's play this through a little bit faster to the end of the year and see if I can turn a profit in this year. I probably won't. It may need to be next year before I get a real profit. I may need to take out another loan just to get me over this hurdle of expensive vehicles because they're old, and just carry me over while my lines build up profitability. Oh, this is terrible. 195. Again, he's stock full of passengers, which is great. The other thing I've done, you can see a little bus there hurtling along in the distance. I've actually still got the old bus routes between Fakenham and Tamworth. But everyone's still making profit actually, which is cool. There's lots of passengers for both, the bus and the train. So that's nice. So we're coming to the end of the year here. So what do we have? We end the year on a 250k loss. Vehicles are running out of running old, and we've got a new wagon for our trains. Okay, let's look at the balance sheet. Well, actually, last year our profit or our loss is actually a lot less than it was before. Our income is going up, which is nice. The running costs, they're coming down slightly. I think we're on the right trajectory, but it might be a long haul to get back into proper profit, so I can really expand this. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably run this game on for a few more years just to get the routes settled in and see if I can start making profit. So from me, this not entirely satisfactory episode of Train Fever, it's bye for now.